Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial. Today we'll be looking at the basics of color correction using the color tools available in Davinci Resolve 18. Now, when you've imported your flat footage as I have here, usually I use S-Log2 when shooting with my Sony camera. You'll want to enhance the image using the color wheel section of Davinci right here. Because as you can see, the image looks very flat and boring, and we want to add some life to it. To do this, we'll be using the lift tool, which adjusts or lifts the shadows or darkest part of the footage. Gamma will adjust the midtones, and gain will adjust the brightest part of the footage, while offset will adjust the entire clip altogether. So firstly, what we'll do is adjust the lift. Now, if you grab the midpoint here and move it around, you'll notice that it's changing the hue or saturation of the clip. And if you want to undo that, just double click in the wheel and it will reset. You can also use the master wheel. And if you're using the master wheel, you will notice that the darkest part of the image gets brighter or darker depending on where you move the wheel. And the reason we're adjusting the lift is because we want the black of the clip to be black, which is also known as crushing the black. So we don't want to make it brighter like this or too dark, okay? So another way that you can reset what I just did there is by clicking the reset button here, okay? So yeah, you just want to adjust the lift until the blacks look black. Okay? Now, important note to make. Before you start color correcting your footage, what you're going to want to do is head over here, right click and add a corrector node and attach it to the original node here. Now, the reason you do this is so that you don't mess with the original footage. You do all of your corrections in this node. It's just like when you're editing, if any of you use Photoshop. Photoshop implements layers. So these nodes are like layers, okay? So once you've created this new node, ensure that it is selected, and then you can go back over here and adjust your lift. Okay, so that looks good there. To adjust the white of the image, we will now use the gain. And so we just go over here and we move the wheel to the right to make it brighter, but we don't want to go overboard because then it gets overexposed and you lose detail. Okay, so you just want to do it enough that it looks like it did when you shot the clip. Okay, now you can also adjust the gamma a little. Okay, that's the midtones, as I mentioned before. And what we're doing here is actually increasing the contrast of the clip, which is the difference between the brightest and the darkest part of your footage. Okay, now once we've done all of this, we can then adjust the color, because as you can see in the clip, the colors look brighter, but it doesn't look natural. To fix this, we're gonna head over to the saturation value here, right under the color wheel. You'll see it right here. And once you hover the mouse over like this, you'll see these two arrows, and then you'll be able to adjust your saturation levels. Now, if you go to the left, it's going to make the image black and white. If you go to the right, you're going to increase the color. Now, you don't want to overdo it. Again, you want to make sure that it looks natural. Okay, just like it did when you shot the footage. So right about there looks good. We can probably bring down the lift a little. Okay, now this is a curve just like you have in Photoshop. And if you increase it, you're gonna increase. See, now I don't wanna mess with this. I'm just showing you. Shit. All that on. How do you? Oh, jeez. How do you reset this? Okay. So your goal is to adjust everything to look as natural as possible. And if you've got a person in your shot, you want to ensure that their skin tone matches what it looked like in real life. Okay? And if you want to see a before and after shot of your correction, just head on over to the top of your preview window. This is your preview window. And you will see this icon here. And it says bypass color and fusion effects. You can toggle that on or off to see a before and after. Okay? So now that we've done a basic correction, we can start adding some feeling to our shot, which involves grading. But I'll cover that in another video, so be sure to subscribe to get in on that action. Okay, guys? Hope you learned something from this video. Be sure to like, again, subscribe, share. Be awesome.